Curtains, sit and listen. Men and women, not toxic relationship. How does it look like? Oh, right. Gentleness is most efficient. All right. You and you alone will carry your feelings. Don't be a martyr to any philosophy. So don't be a masculinist or a feminist. Don't be a martyr to feminism or masculinism or anti-masculinism or anti-feminism. We are not bacteria. We don't split and then multiply. We really need to have a healthy relationship, all right, plural, with everyone around us. Because guess what? We are created psychologically to flourish if we are functional with everybody else. But it is even a worse, or no, there is actually nothing worse than racism, but it's really right next to it. It goes shoulder to shoulder because, again, it's about letting biology dictate human psyches. Like pointing at someone, well, you are created this way or you're created that way, as if there are not humans. Humans do, in fact, change. And this is why you have laws and religions. There is accountability. There is judgment. So when you hold someone accountable, you're expecting them to have a brain, to decide. So it is absolutely impossible to just point at someone and then say, well, she's a female, or, well, he's a guy, he's a man, what did you expect? That sort of a deal. Never use any sort of hurt or pain or whatever to fuel that broad sexism. It just doesn't function. So feminism and masculinism are political and mostly economic tools. When you try to impose them on your partner or any family members for that matter, like someone being really awful to his daughter because all of his buddies are saying, well, she's a girl, or vice versa. A mother being not so nice to her son, saying, well, at the end of the day, he's going to be a man. What should I expect? That's just bad. Gentleness is most efficient. Look, whatever you get into in terms of like these philosophies, ask yourself, what is my ultimate goal? It is impossible that you reach it without gentleness. It is really that boring. It's really that corny. It is really that simple, innocent, and really not so satisfying to say. It's like good versus evil. Evil characters are always alluring, mysterious, and some people are actually fans of them, but they won't live with them for a day, But heroes are mostly like boring at the surface, but they're actually way more complex and intelligent because it takes an effort to be nice. All right, so we're going to the island example. So let's imagine a couple stranded in an island all alone. They're going to organically be more cooperative and create a lot of harmony. I sincerely believe that people ruined other people's happiness. It's really that simple. Like, do you know that term that they call puppy love? Like when we were younger and you had like a crush, that sort of a deal. If the whole society didn't make it weird and messy and whatever, naturally and organically, people are going to flourish. It's like when people say she married her high school sweetheart, something like that. We're automatically assuming that they are really, really, really happy. Why is that? Because they didn't get a lot of baggage. They didn't inherent or people just didn't tell them that, no, you gotta be sad when he says that, or they tell him you shouldn't obey her commands and you're the man of the house, and that will automatically mean that you just gotta say no for the sake of just saying no. These are just toxic ideas. Love is never conditional. So whatever mess we're in, whatever psychological problems, men and women, We gotta love ourselves and love everybody else around us and our family. We're talking about family here. It's impossible. It's really not that sincere to say love everybody around you unconditionally. People who might abuse that. No, that is absolutely wrong. No, 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 no. Respect everybody. That's nobody needs to repeat that at all. I think that sane people don't need that, but sometimes you gotta repeat that. So respect is absolutely free. Spam respect. Go ahead, spam it. But when it comes to love, then love unconditionally. Love a person with like a total package. And I think that the best environment to put a woman in, and then the best environment to put a man in. I'm not talking environment as in a place. I'm talking psychologically. For me, I sincerely believe that a woman, whatever sort of a problem she has, whatever her character type is, as long as you secure her needs, respect, comfort, and playfulness, you create that area, she's going to just make your life heavenly. And once you don't prioritize her needs over her wants and your wants, and you let respect be optional, no, I think that love is absolutely forever underrated. But I think what's even way more underrated is respect. And when it comes to respect, it's honoring your word and being sincere. Respect. Respect is absolutely something that elevates us and gets us precisely where we want. It elevates us over sexism. And it's precisely, let's just call it as it is. Feminism and masculinism is basically sexism when it comes to relationships. When it comes to politics, I'm being absolutely sincere. I'm not just saying that to score some points. Seriously. The whole payment, or the whole salary thing, go ahead. I'm the biggest feminist when it comes to that. Absolutely. When a woman does a job, she gets paid less, and then a man does the same exact amount of job and the same exact responsibility. He gets to be paid more. Why? Because he has a family. She has a family as well. Or sometimes people have other problems, equal pay. I get it. Certain things here and there. But sometimes people just ruin good stuff, and they use that as a vehicle to just insult everybody else. And that just really is sad. So it's absolutely heavenly to have a healthy relationship between men and women. And it doesn't have to be romantic, and it doesn't have to be marriage or even anything else. Just a healthy relationship altogether, without whatever sort of stuff, like people think of, like, but just be a good member of society. It's okay to see an attractive lady, and you don't have to go out of your way to insult her or make her feel bad just to get her attention. If she doesn't want to marry you, etc., she doesn't owe you that. So you don't have to be negative. And I see, what people are repeating, like Giga Chat and being a Sigma, or being obnoxious and just loud and rude and all of that, just to be feeling that they're bossy, and that's the masculine energy. A real masculine energy is leadership. You lead yourself. While you're leading yourself, everybody is going to be led by you. And that's the real tough thing. That's what really doesn't get likes and views and all of that. And I said it at the very end, at the very end, nobody watches. So it's really not going to get any views and likes and etc. And have a nice day. I sincerely believe that we got to be just freaking happy. Even if you're living your whole life alone, just be happy. And by the way, that's the biggest thing. Nobody chooses to make you happy and threatens your happiness. You can be entirely happy. If you are sincerely happy all on your own, you're going to have a healthy relationship. This is sincerely what I believe in. I've heard to para colothisa te sasagapopara polia potuku vet cardiamo.